Hello crazy fam, welcome to the place where we attempt to figure out adulting, and I say attempt because it is always a struggle, but I try to help you guys by learning from my own experiences. And one of the biggest things about adulting is obviously moving into your own apartment. And I moved out at 17 and definitely didn't make all of the best choices, but I did learn some things along the way, which means you can learn from me on what things that I find overrated to buy for your first apartment and the things that I actually find are essential. Like, do not skip this. Some things I might have waited a little bit too long to get them, and I would say get them before you even move into your new place. Now, I don't know if you are about to move into a dorm room, if you're about to move into an apartment with roommates, your own place, but either way, all of these things, whatever direction you're going, slightly relate to you. And the biggest thing I want to say that is very much overrated is a futon. I'm sorry, but everybody buys a futon, including myself. I bought a futon, and I would say that is the number one thing that I would say is overrated. In most cases, if you're buying them new, they are way too gosh darn expensive, and most of them are so uncomfortable to use as a couch, to use as a bed, so you never really want to use them as either of those options. Now, there are some exceptions with like couches that are like futons, but in general, it's not worth the buy, but I would say investing in a couch is. I have had my couch since my first apartment in downtown LA. Like 5 years ago, I decided I'm gonna spend the money on a basic couch. So my big essential to you is get a basic simple couch that can move from apartment to apartment, not some crazy piece that only fits in that one space. Like, make sure it's like a simple black couch, a simple gray couch. It's gonna work in a lot of spaces, and a size that's not crazy big but not crazy small. Obviously it depends on how big your apartment is now, and if you're dorming, this probably isn't an option for you, and maybe you will have to get a futon. I would just say at least do a sleeper I can't talk, but at least do a sleeper sofa over a futon. And the next one on my list, which is actually right down below next to me because I'm a forgetful person, so I need my list, is an expensive mattress. Now, yes, an expensive mattress is wonderful. It'll probably be the best sleep of your life. It'll be super comfortable. You'll have it for years and years and years. But I would still say it's overrated and not worth it for your first apartment because they are expensive as heck, and you have way too many things to buy for your first apartment, so do not spend your money on that unless you are like a sleep connoisseur. Just get a foam mattress. I got like a $100 one from Walmart. I've had it for 5 years. It's super comfortable. I have other people say it's comfortable, so I would say that's one of those things that's not worth it just yet. Be adulting a little bit longer before you invest in an expensive mattress. I'm getting closer to that age and I just don't want to spend the money, but I will at some point. And the next thing I would say that is overrated and constantly bought, and I hate them to death, is plastic hangers. They are so ugly, they break, they're not that much cheaper than a nice felt hanger, and they take up so much more space. You'd be so surprised. Have you ever seen those like before and after clips of closets where they had plastic hangers and felt hangers, and it looks so much better with a felt, and it also takes up so much less space. So if you're in your first apartment, which probably doesn't have that much closet room, I can't talk because I have felt hangers and have a giant closet and I still need my felt hangers, but either way, your closet's probably not going to be that big in your first place. I don't know if you found it yet, but I warn you, if you haven't found your first apartment yet, probably gonna be a small closet unless you're rich and want me to move in. But all jokes aside, it really does become a space saver in your closet. It looks a lot better. I find they're just an investment piece and they're not that much more expensive. The next one I would say is towards the kitchen. Now, if you have a dorm room, this probably doesn't make as much sense to you, but as for any standard apartment, you're probably going to have a kitchen. And do not go overboard on kitchen gadgets. I would say that is a big money sucker because you think like, oh, it's only $20, it's only $50, but as you start getting more and more of them, it starts getting more and more expensive. And not just that, it takes up valuable counter space. Counter space is everything. Small apartments do not have much of it, and those gadgets just take up so much space, and most of the time you don't end up using them. They're kind of like that one piece that you decided you needed and then you end up using it once or twice and you don't use it anymore. So I would say is get essential kitchen gadgets based on your own usage and preferences. So if you're a coffee person, invest in a coffee machine. If you are an air fryer type of person that wants an easy meal, get an air fryer. Get a toaster if you love toast, but do not get all of the appliances. You don't have the counter room, you don't have the cabinet space, and you don't have the wallet for it in your first apartment. So narrow down your essentials and get those items. And those, I would say, are essential. Every gadget known to mankind in every infomercial, you do not need them. You do not need every gadget from Target, Walmart, wherever it is that you see it. Don't be tempted by the packaging. You will not use it enough. And then the next thing I would say are a few things that are essential, and that would be a mini fridge. I know, I'm gonna be one of those people. And now this really makes sense if you were in a dorm room. And if you're not, I still say mini fridges are essential. I love having one in my room, especially if you are sharing an apartment with roommates. It's nice to have your own fridge in your room. It's even more convenient when you're having friends over and you have cold water in there, maybe some snacks. You don't have to go up to the kitchen. It can be 3 in the morning and you can grab something from your mini fridge. I will have one, even as an adult, I will have one in my room. It's just so gosh darn convenient to have cold drinks in your room. You don't have to get up to the kitchen. Yes, we are all gonna be 560 billion pounds someday because of our laziness, but it's okay. I like a mini fridge. And the next thing I would say is a vacuum. You don't have to go crazy expensive with them, but it's an essential to get a vacuum. Do not skip getting a vacuum. You need one. You need one to maintain carpet, rugs, whatever it is. Just don't get one crazy expensive, especially if you have like a simple flat carpet. It really doesn't need anything special. You can get a cheap one from Target. I would say go test them out in person. I had a really cheap, like the cheapest one you could get at Target for a while, and it worked fine. So don't go overboard with getting one of those crazy expensive ones just yet. And one of the other 2 items that I would say are essential and then kind of not essential, which I'll explain in a moment, and that is a simple desk. It doesn't have to be black, it can be brown, whatever your preference is that you think most of your furniture is gonna be. Maybe it's white. If you can't tell, I'm obsessed with black. I'm still working on the back of my room, so if you're annoyed by the cord, my bad, it is getting taped down like the other side and there's an artwork going up on the wall. Ooh, reno videos coming, I promise. I do a lot of videos on my channel on helping you figure out adulting and also just taking you through my adult life, including my decorating because I'm obsessed. So maybe this wasn't the video for me to do because I am bad at determining my own essentials and buying a lot of things that are not essential. But either way, let's get back to the video. And I would say that a simple desk in whatever color preference that you want, because a simple desk that you're going to carry from apartment to apartment is so essential. You need a space to separate your schoolwork, your business work, whatever it is, especially if you work from home, you need it. I recommend a rising desk because then it can also work with different spaces better and different chairs better. It's worth the money. It's not that much more than a traditional desk to have a rising desk. And the next thing I would say is a deal TV. Do not buy a full price TV. They're so overrated. My TV I think was like $400, $500, not on sale. I got it for like 130 bucks on Black Friday deal. Yeah, it might take you a little while to find the right deal TV, but I would say a TV is essential. And nowadays, even if you don't like watch TV on a regular basis, to have friends over to do a movie night, so you don't have to be going out to the movies, to play games on it, whatever it is, a TV is essential. Whether you're gonna keep it in your living room, your bedroom, every single room of the house, I wouldn't recommend it. That is not essential, people. But what is essential is just having a deal TV that you can hang out and have a communal space with your friends. And the next thing I would say is there's this general concept of what things you're going to need in your space, whether it's a couch, a coffee table, a rug, whatever it is. Do not go overboard. It is so overrated to get every single piece new, to get every single piece that's super expensive and gonna last you forever. This isn't your forever home. I do consider it important to bring pieces that you can carry from apartment to apartment because you might not be in that space for that long. But it doesn't mean you're per se ready for your investment pieces that are super expensive. You have enough expenses right now that getting an IKEA piece here and there, I love some of IKEA's pieces, and some of them honestly are a little bit more expensive than I'm willing to pay. But either way, that aside, is you gotta play the give and take on what you're willing to invest in and what you're not, and that's a lot based on your lifestyle and how long you think you're gonna have the piece, how much it can carry from apartment to apartment. But I would say is don't be stuck in your ways on getting new furniture. Facebook Marketplace is so much bigger than it used to. It's so much less sketchy than like Craigslist was. Does anybody use Craigslist anymore now that there's Facebook Marketplace? But either way, Facebook Marketplace, you can find stuff around you that's so much cheaper, and especially for smaller items that can fit in your car, it's like go with that. Don't go overboard on all the decor new. It adds up. It gets super expensive. A lot of times you don't even bring it to your next apartment. So get your items from Facebook Marketplace. And I would say the only things you can't really do are like couches unless you have access to like a truck or they're willing to deliver it. But for the other smaller items, go to Facebook Marketplace, be okay with buying used, and find your not so essential items at a better discounted price and invest in those pieces that you will carry with you. And I hope this video was a little bit helpful. I would say, just again, number one rule, please do not buy a gosh darn futon, but do buy a mini fridge. That is what I have learned so far moving from apartment to apartment. And also I've learned that I've gotten a lot of free furniture. So check out your building's trash area and recycling room. People throw out stuff that's practically brand new, and some of my favorite pieces in my apartment were completely free. And I wouldn't say they're essential, but I love them, and they're gonna go from apartment to apartment, and I spent no money on them. So be willing to pick stuff up from the curb, because apartments, houses need a lot of furniture and a lot of decor, and it's all expensive, and it takes forever to build it up. So either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next Wednesday with another figuring out adult video. I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button down below and that subscribe button, and I can't talk. I was trying to say hit the like button and the subscribe button, you know, self-promo, trying to help a girl out, trying to build her YouTube channel. Either way, I will see you guys next time. I hope you have a great I shouldn't be allowed to talk in videos. I hope you have a great rest of your morning, evening, night, whatever it is for you crazy fam. I'll see you soon.